third, 79 points now.
That's a solid performance. Got to give it to him. I mean, honestly, I think 15 kills is probably the most you can get if you don't do those early game aggression things. Because the ones that do go early game aggro, they can get up there. But 15, yeah, good damn job by them.
I'm just going to point this out. Art of War, Tony, my brother, I got love for you, but you just got to jump up into that top 8 and then I'll allow you to BM all you want, mate.
Just got to get a 15 kill win and they're sitting in 4th.
You're not far. Yeah, that's what I mean. This is not actually bad.
It's extremely close.
One good performance, you can jump up and then I'll allow you to BM all you want, mate. No
okay,
problems
that's
at
fair.
all.
That's fair.
I got to set boundaries, right? Because there's BM where I enjoy it and it's fun, and there's BM where I'm just like, well, you're not actually that good, are you?
Moonwolf as well. They got themselves that 2nd place game on day 1 in the fields. A lot of kills to it as well, but I haven't really seen a whole lot from them other than that. They've had some rough rotations. They've been on the wrong side of some hard shifts. And that's, of course, always something that's just like a... But it's, again, we keep talking about it. The teams that can manage to find, even in those games where you're like, what in the universe are we supposed to do here? The ones that can get out of those situations, I mean, they are also the teams to, well, to more often not end up on the top of the leaderboards. Elgiganten, Western playing this time around. They go back to George Ball.
Yeah, this is a fair play, and I'm down with these kind of planes. I'll take it.
Seems like Winside will go straight down south for vehicles. We know they like to land around Ferry Pier, so they're probably going to take some cars there, drive down towards Primorsk on that side of things. We'll wait and see what's going to happen. 7, they're going to have it all to themselves. No doubts this time around. Franking going ruins, no doubts whatsoever. This time around, we're going Pachinki, guys, all together. We're going to get it for ourselves, and everything's going to be good, and that's exactly what happens. But look at this Tarlans. Yeah, I couldn't even see them because of all the red logos down there. All the red teams are going down south. Tarlans and Winside, they're going to be fighting for vehicles.
This is interesting.
Could be. I was looking for them, too. Like, where in the universe is our Ferry
I was
Pier
specifically
split
looking
teams?
for them, thinking, what's going to go on? Even VG have split up a little bit here.
Seems like VG, they're going to go out east. They knew that Elgiganten would most likely go up towards George Paul, and they were the Lipovka team, so they get themselves looted over there. Shows great knowledge of what you're dealing with. I like to see this in situations where the plane just goes completely against you, because oftentimes you'd get a plane that's wholly north. Holy Northern Circle. I guess 4AK, they were military last game, and this time around there's the Alba Kameski. They're like, okay. It's just one of those kind of days, right? I mean, they didn't get the win, of course, even though they were the military team. Not that that's a guarantee, but now they will get a pick and choose of, well, I mean, for the most part, whichever compound they'd want to, should they decide to rotate early on.
Yeah, this is crazy. It was one of those things, right, where it's a team that sometimes has the magnet to the circle. You know, when you get towards it, you get it out and you like polarize it in towards you, and then boom. Yeah, we've done our job. Question is, can they do well off the back of it? They may be the military team, but they do take the military game. So is this their time to shine? And am I right in saying, you know, the game that 4AK won, it was when they didn't go military last time as well. They didn't get a circle that went on top of them. But I think it was a more central circle.
Yeah, it was a somewhat centric game. They ended up in the first place. And Art of War, they're looting up here now. No Tarlans players around for Tony to mark. So that's good. That's good for the mental health of the players. Yeah, so my notes say here that it was Millie to Zaki playing, but they jumped out when it was coming across Zaki, so they went up early for it. Yeah, they went over to Stalwart that time, and the circle was an eastern circle over Pachinki, kind of more central, and they still managed to win it out in the end. So 4AK, can they get it done this time around? Could be. We'll have to wait and see. Everything's up for grabs, of course, with the circles landing straight in their favor. There's no saying in what could end up happening. Winside, they've also been waking up over the last 2 days, I feel like. They've gotten things going their way. They had a pretty good game last game, and it's not one of those really, I mean, 15-kill win type games. It's just one of those, we know that they were in a spot that was hard to play from, and then we kind of shifted away and followed a lot of other stuff. And then all of a sudden, 6, wait, they're still alive? Like, how in the hell did they actually manage to get out of there? And that's why we recommend you guys to also, especially if you have 2 monitors available, have that map stream up as well. There are things that the observers just won't catch, not because they don't have the skill set to, but because there's too many things happening at the same time. And with the map stream, at least, you get more of an overview of what's going on. And that's the thing, right? With the unpredictable ability that is in PUBG, you can't see everything that goes on. There can be multiple fights happening at the same time. It's pick and choose at times. So if you guys want to have full coverage, like Toby said, get on that map stream, have a look at it all, because I don't think we would do as good a job without that map stream. Maybe that could be a new thing. You know how they've done like the squat thing you can do on Twitch now, where if you're playing with someone else, you can squat together? Maybe we should squat the map stream channel and this one, so you can kind of have them side by side.
Yeah, you can do the one. So before squad, there was also the multi-stream.
The multi-stream is like you get both. You can like enlarge in whichever one of the two you want.
Recommend to do that as well.
Yeah, that's plenty of options coming up from the tech experts in James Banks and Toby. Perfect. We know everything.
I'm definitely not a tech expert in any
I know
way.
you're not. I know you're not.
Don't even start. You didn't solve the router problem either. We have a router problem in our apartment at the moment. We spent hours trying to fix it. Nothing happened. We still got no internet.
I felt like a hacker when it worked for 10 seconds. I was like, oh, it didn't work again afterwards.
And do you know what? How much of a genius Toby is? He broke it by putting an Ethernet cable.
I didn't break anything.
So I'm suffering because of your failures.
Yeah, let's
fake
just
tech expert over it. Se7en though, on the fast rotating. On that note, we've gone into the madness again, Toby.
Oh no.
But the madness could be coming towards Se7en if they're not careful, because they're going for a different style of approach. Right, okay, they went into Pachinki, no problems there, but they're starting this rotation around Everest. There's still a lot of teams that have gone past PEG. They're going to walk past Swarm and Elgig anytime soon as well.
This rotation is fun that we see it, because we can highlight it off for you. Now I know that we're watching other teams rotate too, but it's not going to take it away from what I'm going to say. Se7en rotating from Pachinki on a north, somewhat eastern circle, all the way over North George Bridge, goes to show they've clearly changed things up. They would not be this passive in their rotation just, I mean, yesterday, I kind of want to say. They've clearly gone back, watched the VODs back, and be like, how are we not getting any freaking placement points in these games? Yeah. And they would not be rotating this far safe had it been just 1 week ago, had it been any of the games that we've been following. So I like to see it. It's a very different strategy and could up both good and bad. Sure, they got the win last game, but overall, this could be a bad decision for them, having doing something now that they're not used to. But I want to see how it works. I want to follow. And so you see them down in South George right now, very far and wide western rotation for a team that does Pachinki in a circle like this.
What did Moonlight do for Tarlans? Like, did he just annoy someone? They went, you get in your car, we're going in a boat, you stay there, mate. You're just going on your own. He's always the player being left somewhere. They don't like him anymore.
He got a jet ski, I think. He has a jet ski, right? A boat. I mean, all he's driving underneath the water. I don't know how your vehicles work, but...
He was previously on there, so maybe he just went and got another one. Yeah,
he found another one. Good to see that none of them died, though. There were a lot of cluster and people just jumping down there. And now with Tarlans getting themselves 2 good games back-to-back, it would be unfortunate for them to kind of get that obscured. Northwest, we talk about how getting those circles don't always grant you victories. And 4AK, despite landing up north in all kinds of comfort, will be the first team to lose a player.
Yeah, 4AK just got run up on by 4US.
Yep.
They're saying we're the originals with 4 in our name. You guys need to change it.
Are they, though? We will see. We don't know. Tony driving down the hill as Nilos will try to apply some shots over towards him. This is the horrible place to drive. Everybody forgets about that little annoying piece of wood there, and that is going to be Tony Sosa out of the game. No more emotes being done in this match.
That's right. They need some more points anyway before he's allowed to do it, in my eyes. Maybe they'll be able to get it without him, as Rip and BenQ going to work their way up onto Ensalenso, who's already getting his car and going, so they're going to just head straight back. That's not worth trying to chase him down anymore.
See VG there, got a bit of a standoff with 4AK in this compound. 4AK lost 1 player earlier, and they have Nixty far up north of where they're sitting. So 2v4. VG, though, they don't have a lot of points so far, and I think that's part of the reason them maybe being a little more passive than they necessarily have to be. But then again, if you don't have the info on exactly where you are, you just do not want to be the pushing team on this. You see Blue out on the side, Sereno is out here as well, and Nixty, honestly, with the vehicle coming in there, that could be a difference maker. You see him on the screens there on the side. Ronnie Cray trying to land shots. Not going to happen, though. That's some unusually missed shots from Ronnie.
Finally does land the headshot, and we speak about Ronnie being that man who's always going to be getting up close and personal, avoids one of the grenades, just losing all his sound cues for now, but more nades will be coming out. Soda's got one in his hand, pinned and ready. Nixty's come into this, but they're still outnumbered here, so they've got to be oh so careful when this fight starts to go down.
A little surprised Nixty actually decided to go for the compound. I know teams could potentially be around them, and that can make things hard, but the fact that he didn't try to get an off-angle position, maybe behind some trees or outside the compound somewhere, a little bit surprising to me, but now we'll see if they actually care to take this fight full on, or if they're just going to sit around on either side. Soda gets a knock on towards a bucket, and that could be what's going to initiate the push.
Ronnie's still able to do some damage, but they're not going to be able to save their teammate. And now they're only down to 2 members. Surely you don't want to stick around and try and fight this, but how on earth are they going to disengage?
And with so little action happening so far, they must have seen in the kill feed that it was 4AK that lost the first player of the game. They have to know there's Nixty down as well, and Ronnie now all by himself, as the song sings. Gets himself one. It's funny how you hated singing in phase 1 and all of a sudden you love it. There you go, Ronnie goes down as we turn off the microphone of James Banks.
I was trying to play it into the game. I was trying to do slow commentary with Nox by himself into Devs by himself. You ruined my fun, David. Typical. Bloody Danish people.
Yeah, the ruiner of fun. That is the Danish people, I guess.
I'll get Larson back.
He is a fun guy, I'll give you that. He is a really fun guy. Circle has gone somewhat west. Indeed it has. And Moonwolf on the far, far eastern side of things, trying to make their way on in from here. It's going to be a tricky push, though.
Oh, I'm dying.
James is actually having a hard time here. In any case, 7 off of a good win on military. We'll see if they can get equal results going on the opposite side of the map here. Again, good center position. We said they were rotated far west, and that has allowed for them, of course, with a somewhat western shift, to get in a really, really good spot here.
And what I'm noticing is, right, they'll take some shots if someone's really close to them with 7, but they're not like, you know what usually it is? They're literally chasing for the kills, like, we'll just hunt you down kind of thing. So they're not backing away, but they're still applying pressure without being too over-committing to it.
Molman just testing how wheels work when they hit buddies. It doesn't work that well, as they found out, but then clearly now they got the research done and they don't need to do that again.
For us, they've taken control of the beach for now, but they got more shots coming out towards them, and Shaxi has to be careful. He jumps on the bike and there is so many bullets coming out towards him.
And saving his life, Moonwolf on the far distance, and we keep talking about this. You cannot be that far out and take these shots if you don't have some sort of cover to fall back on.
Coldament was like, guys, you may be shooting at them, but we're over here and you best be careful.
And if there's things you don't want allow a guy like Coldament to be in a position of, is shoot at the target that's standing completely still. He will land those shots, and well, I mean, here he got to live with the scare, because most of the time there would be knocks coming in.
Now, Tarlans, they've still not made it within the circle just yet. They're coming through all the way over on this western side. They've ditched the boats. They've come back in. Maybe did they do some looting in Zaki as well? Maybe they weren't happy with the loot they got because they didn't get to any actual city, right? So
there are 4 guys on the vehicle, though, and I really like the fact that they're this late to it off of that. I mean, don't go over-aggressive on anything if you're 4 guys in 1 car. Example, getting himself knocked laser with the SLR from a distance. Inside the city, gets a knock on towards him. And right now, everyone's trying to fake it, because next circle has to shift away from water. Not the one coming now, but the one after that, which means that the one coming now, if it has any water in, you can most likely guess where that circle is going to go accordingly. So nobody wants to move right now. See that next circle and use that one to get into a good position for circle 4.
Now, 4 have been very active, at least to start off with here. See what they can do now. They've got a position within Se7en. Many teams are just going to hold on to these spots. VG, Vinco, they're only just getting themselves in. Coming up from the southeast.
We got vehicles for cover, we got crates for cover, we got a bunker for cover. Still, they got cover for days.
The most defended team in the game, as the circle still included. Tarlans are going to be very happy with that. Se7en's still in it, as is shooting range. And Stella won't actually have to move. So if these 5 teams decide to rotate in from the east, Stella could just have a nice little pop shot at many of them.
And if you're VG right now, far southern rotation, please. It's the play to make here. You know everyone's going to go for that center. Everyone's going to be up around shooting range, up and around Se7en, especially off of that last circle, because it did shift west once already, and you're really limited in your rotation opportunities when you're out here. So VG, we see it on the map right now on the eastern side. They're making their way down south. Great play. 7 trying to take out 4 as they come rotating in one of the more heavy trafficked areas. Same thing happened for Tornado Energy, but they don't live to see another day. Swarm will take themselves 2 kills.
We've got, on either side of the bunker, 2 teams doing exactly the same thing, and this is where it happens. If one team gets past them, the second team definitely won't. As Shaxi, he's quickly jumping into the water. He wants to swim. He wants to cool down a little bit because it was getting a little bit too hot, the pressure that was being applied there by 7. As Wago, he's going to find Memo. Art of War, they already lost Tony so early on. They've now got 2 players left alive, and they can't afford to keep dealing this. Mornade's going to go up. Wago trying to make it work, and that's a nice one all the way over the top, but is it going to connect with anyone?
Wow,
That was close.
Just on the other side. 3D Max, we talked yesterday about how hard these buildings are to push. Waggo goes in, he's the bait. But Rip is there to take down more players. And all of a sudden, 3D Max, they went aggro on it, but they're taking casualties and trying to get these kills. Nice little nade thrown in there. Gonna take one down to half HP, but they're losing a lot on this.
Yeah, that was not the way to get it done. They tried to breach it. They tried to allow him to go further forward, but I didn't think Waggo expected him to be in such good positions early on there because he truly was just looking everywhere. Jumped up, all guns blazing, but got ripped apart real quick by Rip himself.
Also, if you're going to commit to it. It sounds dumb maybe, but it's like one of those Counter-Strike things where you push aggressive on a site and only half the team really commits to it. He only has so many bullets in the chamber. After that second knock, he had to reload. Had the third guy been there to take the shots, you would be up against the guy reloading. That would have been the kill for you. But instead, the two guys go, oh, no, our two teammates got knocked, we fall back, and all of a sudden you allow them to reset. It just cost them 2 players for, well, I mean, no gain, essentially. You gotta commit to it. If you're already there, if you're already pushing into the barn, you gotta send it forward.
Circle will do some damage. Phantom also being put the pressure on by Art of War. They're going to try and come around the side. He's trying to hide in the smoke and drop that first aid kit. Rip's looking for him. Should know that he's in the smoke now. Maybe try spray through it. The first aid's going to be picked off, and oh no, Rip! He gets found, and Phantom, he's not done yet. Straight away flushes him. And Art of War only have 1 player left in it. It's Vinco. He's coming around the other side now, but will Phantom be able to predict this?
So does Phantom. All by himself. Hidrick was taken down. He was trying to make the farm right rotation. You can see the circle damage coming in alongside shots fired towards him. He's going to get spotted out now. That is going to be Ben taking him down in 15th place. What is up with these circle shifts? We started out with a potential stalper circle, and now we're all the way down south. And look at this for VG and for Desperados, making that far southern rotation around. They are loving life right now.
And Tarlans, the last team even close to the fight, they're just creeping in slowly, sat there going, this isn't working out too badly. We're still in it.
One thing that isn't going to work out a whole lot either is the 5 teams sitting over in the area of Severny. They will all have to make their way out of here somehow, and you can see the more time they spend fighting these guys, well, the trickier it's going to be when they do finally make those rotations on forward, because all these teams on the other side, they're just waiting for them. Ben is taking a YOLO play into the city, and I don't think that's going to work out at all.
Whoa, get out, quick, get some cover. Tries to stay on. He's alive.
There's just nowhere for Ben to go in this circle. He has another kilometer to go, not a kilometer, but like a half kilometer to go outside of the city in an open run as a solo player. Ben, I don't think you'll live to see placement points in this game. But then again, I've been wrong before, so could pull off a crazy heroic Houdini play. Who knows?
We'll have to wait and see as the Nators come in. Spray going out from Ensalenso there as well. Lands a few. They're being picked apart by Ignore.
Wow.
Moonwolf, you're just hating life right now.
It's Mithralius, and it's for us that are prone on the shoreline, getting all the flushes on this one. Rizzo got out of the vehicle, got himself some damage off of that too. Buster, you can see, looking for the last remaining players. Rizzo getting spotted out now from behind, and we see it here. 7, 1 kill so far. Keep it in mind, we don't know how they're going to fan this one, but 17 minutes in, they only have 1 kill. At this point, honestly, in the majority of games that they won, they were already dead.
Yeah. We saw him get 7 kills and go out in 12. That's the type of Team 7 used to be. The Swarm from the bunker. They are going to be coming in on to Elgig, but they've also got PG-18 nearby, so they do have to be cautious of how much they do commit to this and where they want to go from here.
Elgiganten committed to a crash down towards Swarm, but they didn't have Savage there.
All the nades.
Tough play for them, and he does go down too. That's going to be Elgiganten out in 13th place.
Buster finds Ressa as well, which means Moonwolf are going out next, and Moonwolf, they tried to go across. They didn't expect all those prone players, and then they found 7. As Ensalenso will find Edelweiss there, and this is going to be a good fight for him, but instantly, none of his teammates are able to reply.
Not at all. You have to position yourself in order to do damage, and there's just not a whole lot that he could do from there. Ben gets himself a finish off on towards Ensalenso. He has still got a long run to run, and for Ensalenso, he's like, are you kidding? I was the last guy leaving the city. I knew I was, and there's always that one extra snake, and all of a sudden Ben has been spotted out, and I think this one should be a freebie for Krabik. Stella gets eliminated. Acerino goes down as well, and this kill feed is getting as active as it would in 10 minutes normally. We've lost half the server, and we're just 18 minutes in.
And that's one thing, at least, what we've got to look out for now for Se7en, because Se7en at this point normally had 4 alive, they're looking strong, and now it's changed around a little bit. They're still keeping active, they're trying to gatekeep any of these players that are still trying to work their way in from this eastern side, but most people are in except for good old Ben on Art of War.
The thing here is that where that circle goes will be such a big decider. If it goes anywhere south up in the forest side of things, for these teams trying to crash on up and drive up the hill is going to be, if not suicidal, then something close to it. You pretty much have to either tank blue and go east around shooting range or just send it all the way around west. And there's a compound holding, and it does shift west. For these eastern teams, if you're Se7en, you have to hug it up north and hope that you can make this breach on towards either Tarlans or up towards the shack where we already have Winside sitting.
Ben is still trying to make his way in, but the damage, it's not going to work out. He goes out to the zone, but he did manage to get up a little bit further there.
Yeah, he got some damage off, got some kills off with it as well, got a few points for the team. And then again, I mean, teams will get these tough games. Of course, things didn't work their way. They got some kills on towards 3D Max, but in the end, in 10th place, they're out.
Winside looking to spot out some more of these Se7en players. Frank in the shack, 2 of his teammates down in the little crater, trying to hide it up for the moment and poke out when needed. Quickmath trying to work their way up, but this isn't going to work out. To a Euro, Peltzic, they've got to be careful now. PG, we've got shooting range to fire from. That's exactly what they're doing.
And in these areas of the map, it's exactly like when we talk Miramar. You're not in an area anymore where you have those big named areas where you play from all the time. You have to know every little dip, every little square to play from, because that could be the difference maker and whether you'll make it into that next circle or not. Krabik and Se7en Gaming, or Se7en Esports, they have found themselves a good spot on the edge of the eastern side, and they could potentially hold out a whole lot of players from that shooting range area.
Blue, though, from Vinco. He's going to find the kill onto Shaxi, and they come in strong. 2 quick kills. C4 is eliminated in 9th place. That means that VG is still in it, and as are Tarlans. 2 of our lowest teams, but actually starting to have a good game, as that nade was more than just on the money. That nade was cooked to perfection.
It even had backspin on it, too. That's like a golf pro right there. Yannick,
that's the way you do it.
I think Yannick must be as confused about that double kill as us. That is, that's one of those once-in-a-lifetime type nades.
The wind took it, just beautifully caressed the air, landed perfectly at their feet, and by the time they could react, it was all over. The dream was dead.
Absolutely madness. And again, he threw it completely blind. He knew the direction they were in, but the fact that it hits the edge there, rolls back down straight up on their feet, that is 2 good kills. And look at this one from Nailum.
In the distance.
Yep.
He's like, I've got this. This is what I do best.
The thing for Coldamenta and them is they need to get the knocks now, because if the next circle shifts down in that direction and they have to run down there, the fewer players they have to straight up drive YOLO style into is going to be the difference maker for them, right? So they need to start getting some of these knocks. They are split up on the southern side on the hills, but they need to get things going here.
Nail Up is just watching these grenades go over his head. Alea trying to come in. The Boom's able to hit a couple of shots onto it. Se7en are just going to be outside the circles. The new circle shifts, and we are going to stay generally center a little bit more over towards the east, and Desperados will have to work their way down. This is going to be a bit of an issue for them because they will become the target practice.
The game want Winside to win this one, lands straight on top of them, and now for VG, still alive in the placement points. Tarlans is as well. They have a tough break though. They need to make their way across, and they're being fired on by multiple teams. Alea spots out one of the guys from Se7en. Still multiple players in there, nades in hand. Now we see the vehicle there. That's an explosion just waiting to go off. Could be the death of multiple players. Buster gets to back off. Ooh, had that nade rolled any further, that could have been him going down. 1 HP.
That is close, and Buster survives by the skin of his teeth. It's only him and his teammate left alive to try and push into this, and they've got Winside shooting at him and PG there nearby, as well as Alea coming from just over the hill, throwing the nades in. Going to make sure that this little dip they've got to play from isn't going to last for them too long.
PG has sent these up on the hillside. We see that rock right there where T-Bone was playing from last week when he got that insane 1v2 win of the Frenchman. And now, well, I mean, he cannot do a whole lot from there other than try and hold his teammates safe, because there's still 3 players and trying to make this run. You see him on the position right here. Does not have a whole lot to play from.
Fakes found himself going down as the swarm. With 1 player left alive. Nalia won't be able to stay alive any longer. Buster will finally get there down, but this is going to still be a problem because PG would have seen and heard all this. They know exactly where they are, and they can continue to apply pressure, but they don't want to put themselves too out in the open because both Winside and Desperados are looking to do the long-distance game, and that's exactly what Winside tried to do here.
I mean, it's both Se7en and PG are doing everything they can to help out one another and taking out Desperados because PG and Se7en have a tough run ahead of them. They're on each side of the hills here. And one well-placed nade. These one well-placed nade. Oh, just on the wrong side there. Fortunately, all of the Desperados players here in the back off.
D's continuing to throw the nades up, trying to get it done. Coldamenta gets knocked down. He's not done with the grenades just yet. The cars go boom as well, but now he's run out of them. And without his teammates anywhere close to help him, he cannot afford to approach onto this. It would just be suicide as Nail Up. He's going into it. He's got his teammate there to work it in. As Se7en go out in 6th, and PG18 are up at 10 kills.
But at what cost? They just lost 3 players immediately. All the other guys looked over in the direction as the explosions came in. And all of a sudden, from a 4-man strong team with a lot of kills, it's just D's remaining. Well, still with a lot of kills, but he's all by himself on the rocket down there. No singing, James, no singing, just by himself.
We've got Moonlight from Tarlans. He is the new Encelenso. He is the solo player. We needed Moonlight Cam.
He does have a, I'm pretty sure he has a ghillie suit too, so that makes him even more of a sneaky snake in the grass there. Just gonna say it there. 2 bottom teams right now, both sitting in top 5. Sure, they don't have a lot of kills on their sides right now, but VG, they have a chance to make a play on this one. They're out on the western side. If somehow Desperados and Winside can go aggro on each other and not really pay attention to what's happening on the west, that could potentially be them getting into, well, either a top 2 or win here. They have a 2nd place already. Keep that in mind. Make that a 3rd.
And the smokes go down, and are they going to be aware? Nades come out. Diaz knows, oh, okay, this isn't going to work out. This isn't how I expected things to go down. They are looking for me still, and they're not going to forget about me anytime soon. But will this give Winside a chance to give him some cover fire and defend him up a little bit here? Is Dedexo working his way forward, finds the tree to fight behind.
They could be catching them completely off guard. She Winside very wary, not tunnel vision, but focused on what's happening on the other side. They have left Denator all by himself. Up here, Deez gets down to Osera, so a bit of help coming in from the side. Gets the flush on. It's going to be the boom sway. The kill going in there. VG has 5 kills as well. 6 kills make that, and Deez only threw 6 in that direction. They just needed that one. Blows him up immediately.
5th place for PG18, but the kills alongside it, that's going to be the dream. That's what really matters, as the boom misses a couple of key shots there as Calvin Klein continues to poke out. If Coldamenta fires some shots, and that's what he does, he is able to land it as well. Time's are ticking, but VG see what's going on, and they might want to get involved in this. If they do, I'll be very impressed. It's a different start we've seen from them. They've normally been a little bit more passive.
You see, then it's always looking around in that direction. He's the backbone here. There are 4 guys alive, and VG has a good chance at this one. Moonlight, in the meantime, just proning up north, like, I'm still inside the circle, and I ain't going nowhere. Let these guys fight one another. Then it's a lot of shots fired towards him, and somehow, no, that EXO, that is not shots that you can afford to miss, buddy.
That was a little bit awkward there. That's not what you expect. A shot like that is an easy one to hit, right? You are the one with all the power in that position.
That is not a blame on Ping. That is just a miss.
Trigger finger patience. Only shoot when you are ready. The pressure clearly is high. You are in the top 3 teams, but now your element of surprise has vanished. And Donator is going to be looking for you straight away.
Circle ain't going to be much of a factor. That nade is going to be too far, I would assume. Yep, just explodes on the wrong side. Well cooked, though. But no kills coming in off of it, and he has 3 teammates. They've all committed to the top side here. You can see how well the other guys have split out, trying to get info for Winside, and all of a sudden this rock for that EXO ain't gonna allow for him to stay tight for much longer. He's seeing the flame come around the side now. Shots are connected too, but he has to consider whether he wants to stay here or fall back.
Shots just not connecting here. VG trying to push up. They might be getting sideswiped, and they should know this. Moonlight's still trying to hang on. Donator finally goes down, and VG now will push on it, but Moon's around the side. Tarlans go down in 3rd place.
See a lot of shots fired by Blue. He can't get the angle on towards him. 1 count down. It's a 3 against 2 in favor for the Moon. Takes out the M24 to get himself the knock onto 1. That's a little bit of a misplay coming in from Soda, leaving himself exposed to the angle over towards Moon. And now Blue is all by himself. 1v3 would be crying insane performance. Not gonna happen. Get a 2nd place, and Winside once again takes a win, this time around with 12 kills.